Hello everyone, I'm Farel Imran and today I'll be telling you why coding is not for you and which are the 7 reasons why coding is not for you, and you might be one of them because you might find it hard or you might find it's not for you. So let me tell you the reasons so that you can look at all of the reasons and then decide whether coding is actually for you or not. So, number one is that you find it tiring and boring and not interesting. So, it happens that when you start doing coding after like several hours, you find it tiring. You get tired a lot, you get mentally exhausted a lot. And then after that, and then you even have this thought that, oh my God, this is so boring. You have this thing. So these things, if you're having, then it's one of the reason coding is not for you. And also it happens, for example, whenever you get like a job or you're doing like a project related to it, you start finding it not interesting. You lose interest over time. It happens is that. So this is one of the reason coding is not for you because you have no interest in it, and because you realize even after doing the courses, although you have done the courses, you have done the assignments, projects, but still you find that no, it's not interesting. I think it's not for me. So it's one of the reasons it's not for you. Number two is that you find it a burden. You feel it like a burden. For example, when you start doing the project and then you see that it's a burden for you, like you sometimes it even happens that inside you feel like you get start getting panicked when you get any project related to it. And how it happens is that, so you feel it like a burden, that it's a burden for you, there's some burden on you, like on doing this project. And in this so this is one of the second reason. And you sometimes it even happens that others, they do it like fast, like in less than a minute, and you take it a lot of time. You're taking a lot of time and you're finding it, you get so panicked like when you get the project. So it's the second reason you find it a burden. The third reason is you start doing it because others are doing it, because you saw others are doing coding, because everyone said start doing coding, you'll get into a good like job, tech job in one of the dream companies, and then you'll get a lot of pay. Of course, in tech you get a lot of pay, but it won't worth it. It won't be worth it, but when you don't have interest. So like you start doing it because others are doing it, like your friends are doing it and other people are doing, or maybe your relatives, and then they tell you, oh, start doing coding. And then when you start doing coding, you realize that this is not my cup of tea. Like it's so boring. I don't find it interesting. You have these thoughts. So it's the third reason that it's not for you. And because why you're doing it, because others are telling you, because you find that others are telling you, oh, do coding, like get a good job at the tech, and then you'll have a good salary. So you start doing it, but you have like no passion in it, no interest in it. Because see, if you want to like ace in any field, if you have a passion for it, even though it says it even though others say that it's not a good field or it doesn't have a good pay, but you can make a good pay, or you can start getting like more when you have the passion, because you start like keep on improving. But here, if you don't have interest, you just stop doing it. You don't like doing it. Okay. The fourth is you prefer normal work hours. Okay, the 9 to 5 things, and you, because like in coding, it happens that you have to sit for long hours, whether it's like there's a bug in the code or there is an error and you have to solve it, or even if it's a project, it takes a lot of time. You have to like sit for long hours, and you don't like to sit for long hours. So then coding is not for you. You prefer the normal work hours, and you even start looking at the time. Oh my God, like at 6 o'clock, it will be off. Like my office or my work time will be off, and then I'm gonna go home. You don't want to go for overtime, and you don't want to sit for long hours. So So it might be that it's not for you, coding is not for you. And even Nanami Kento, he said that after 6 o'clock I don't do overtime. So you might be that person who prefer work hours, not the overtime, not sitting for long hours. So coding is not for you. Okay, number 5 is that you don't like asking for help. Like, for example, whatever problem is that you don't like asking other people's for help, like such as you see how, like, other people, like as I said, you don't like asking for help because there are two things besides not asking for help. One is that you have like too much ego, that you don't really want to ask someone for help, or you might, because you might think that if I ask someone for help related to my field or related to my project, like to some other developer, so he or she might think that you don't know about it or something like that. And the second thing is that you're shy about it, that you're just shy to ask others for help. Instead of that, you just go to Google or ChatGPT or Stack Overflow, and then you keep on searching and searching for that answer. Sometimes you even go over and watch hundreds and thousands of YouTube videos, like for that problem which you are like having such a hard time figuring out. So it happens is that you don't like asking for help. So instead of, although like if we ask others for help, like you just message, and although that my person know the answer and he or she might tell you, but which you don't like it. So the coding might not be for you, because coding is all about networking. See, when you're doing coding and then you don't find it, of course you try to search, and like you search on Google, Stack Overflow, all the ways, but still you can find the problem. Like you can find the solution, not problem, to your problem. Like you can find the solution, then you have to like go ask others for help. Like you can message some developer or your senior, so they can might help you if they're helpful. So you can do that. But if you don't like asking for help, then coding is not for you. And number 6 is that giving up easily. You're that type of person, instead of optimistic, you're that kind of pessimistic person who does not, instead of finding the solution, you just say, it's not gonna work out, nothing will happen, it won't happen. And you try to find the answer, at the end you say, I give up. Now this giving up thing, this is, then coding is not for you, because coding is all about getting errors and then solving them, then getting another errors and then solving them. And you have to keep on finding them. You need to have this spirit that I will solve it or I will do it. So instead of having that just giving up easily, so that is needed in coding. So if you're just giving up easily, or you're having this mentality that, oh, it's not going to work out or nothing will happen, so then it's not for you. Number 7, so last but not the least, you don't like sitting. Okay, sitting, it's not, it happens in the personality that some people, they don't like sitting like on the chair and doing the job comfortably. They might be that person who like traveling, or they like to go outside and do the work, the hard work, instead of like sitting and doing the work on the laptop. So this is also the thing that you might, then coding is not for you, because coding you have to set for hours and then do the coding on laptop, PC, you have to do it. But it happens that it's not for you, because some personalities, even I know, that if you like even tell them to do a course, they won't sit and do a course. It's like a hassle for them, and it's not, it's a trouble for them. Instead of that, if you say that for them to go outside and like the full day they're outside, they're okay with it. Like the full day they'll go outside and do the outside field work, they're okay with that, instead of just sitting at home with the laptop and doing some coding or working. So like they're those type of persons. It is in the personality, it happens that. So if you're that type of person that you don't like sitting, then coding is definitely not for you. So that is all from my side. And do tell me which of these things are in you guys, or if it's not in you guys, then coding is for you. Do tell me in the comments, and do tell me what other things I might have missed. So that is all from my side. Thank you so much.